Hey there, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me. It's really lovely to have you here. This is your reading for 2025. I know we're a little bit late in the year already. Well, we're in February, but I thought better late than never. And let's just have a bit of a closer look at what to expect for the rest of 2025. So I've got these lovely Light Seer tarot cards to find us some general energy, general theme, to see, you know, what the focus for you is going to be in 2025. And we'll do it a little bit differently. We'll pull 5 cards out to kick off with, just to get a little bit of a better overview of what to expect for the rest of the year. And then we will take a bit of a closer look at what's been going on in your recent past. What influences have been going on in your recent past that you can take into 2025. Then we'll look at your current energy, and then we'll pull 10 cards for each month for the rest of the year, so March onwards, and we'll see what the themes are for the month and what the general vibe for that month is going to be for you. So, right, I've just dropped a load of cards. We're not going to take those. That's just more down to my shocking shuffling than anything else. But give them a very quick shuffle, and then we'll find your 5 cards. Okay, so the 6 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the last one, the 8 of Cups. Okay, so potential for new love for you this year, if you so wish, Cancer. So we've got the 6 of Wands to kick off with. The 6 of Wands is all about recognition. So maybe you are being recognised by somebody in a love capacity. You're being noticed by somebody. Maybe you are going to be in the spotlight in some form, shape or form in a work capacity. With it being a wand, it generally leans towards work, or if you don't work, the things that light your fire, the things that give you pleasure, so things like hobbies, sports, that sort of thing. But you're going to be maybe spend a little bit of time in the spotlights this year, and be recognised for your achievements. But then we've got the Ace of Cups, and obviously the Ace of Cups can be new love coming in. So that could come in the shape of a new partner, a new significant other. It could be that you are finding your new love in the shape of a new hobby, a new job, something that lights your fire, that makes you happy. It could just be that you are beginning to find more contentment and joy in the year. So that's a bit of a good start, a bit of a good general energy of the year for you. We've got the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is all about persistence, about not giving up, about following your passions, following your joys, being determined to keep at it, keep moving towards the things that make you happy. Again, being a wand, it could be work related, but it could be just your passions, the things that give you sparks of inspiration, that light your fire, that make you want to get up in the morning. So it's just being persistent and just plodding on, heading towards the same direction. Keep moving towards the things that bring you joy and passion. Then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a really lovely card. I love this particular card. She just looks so serene, so contented, so confident. And she's just got this air of positivity around her. She's got her pentacle on her knee. It's just sort of a bit of a side note. So it's not her main focus. But she's just confident that it's there. So I always look at this card as being one of giving out a really positive vibration. She's not trying too hard. She's just naturally attracting all of the lovely things in life that she wants towards her. So she's vibrating at a really high level. She's in alignment with with the things that she wants, the things that she needs, the things that she is drawing towards her in a pentacle way. So being a pentacle, it could be your health, it could be wealth, it could be relationships, something tangible, something physical, it could be home. Could be just stuff, but she doesn't have to try too hard because she's already vibrating at that really good level. So I think for you this year, you are going to be attracting all those wonderful things towards you. You're going to be manifesting and drawing them naturally towards you without any effort, because you're just in that place where you're a little bit like a magnet. So that's a really good card. And then we've got the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups speaks of walking away from something that maybe used to make you happy, but doesn't anymore because it's not in alignment with who you are anymore. But, you know, you're walking away, but you're walking away to a more positive place, to something better, to something brighter, to something that's going to bring that contentment, that joy back into your life. And, you know, the thing that you're walking away from there may not be anything wrong with it from the outside looking in, but for you, it's not in alignment with who you are anymore. So, you know, an interesting year for you, I think, moving forwards through 2025. One of recognition, of being noticed, one of finding love, whether that's within yourself, whether that's just in general within life or within a significant person, of persisting, not giving up on your hopes and dreams, really just moving forward and keeping on following your heart with that. Being in a really positive place so that you are manifesting all the lovely things towards you, that you're a magnet for the things that you would like to have in your life in the shape of material things this year. And also just realizing that, you know, it's okay to walk away from things that are no longer in alignment with you, and maybe doing that and just keep it moving forwards towards your happiness, your contentment, your joy. So with that in mind, let us find some cards to, dig a little bit deeper into your recent past and see what things have happened in your recent past that are influencing where you are going during this year, during 2025. So we'll pick 3 cards and we'll pick 3 clarifiers. I'm throwing the cards around again. And then we'll have a little look at those. Those 2 definitely want to come out, so I'm going to take those 2. I'm having a really bad shuffling day today, extra bad, even worse than usual. There we go. We've had that 7 of Swords has been out, I think, for everybody up to now. Right. Okay, so the first 2 that flew out for us, we have another 6 of Wands. Recognition, being noticed, being celebrated. Then we've got the 4 of Cups. Then we've got that 7 of Swords that flew out. We have another Queen of Pentacles. We have a Chariot, the Chariot. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. So looking back on your recent past, things that have maybe influenced where 2025 is going to go for you. You've been noticed in some shape or form. You've been celebrated for the work you've put into something, or you have just been noticed. So, you know, we've got this Queen of Pentacles underneath that there. So she's obviously a really positive figure. She is she's very in charge of her finances. She makes smart financial choices. She's the richest queen in the pack. But she's also really positive energy. She vibrates at a positive vibration, a really high vibration. Therefore, she manifests the things towards her that she would like in her life. And I think this recognition that you have received in the recent past is because you have been vibrating at a high level in a particular area of your life. So it could be it'd be different for all of you. It could be love. It could be work. It could be your business. It could be could be in your home life, but whatever it has drawn some attention to you, and you know, you're really being noticed in a really positive way. So that's the recent past. So let's look at the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups can be a card of boredom, it can be a card of apathy, it can be a card of sort of not feeling it, losing your mojo a little bit and not quite feeling what's happening in life at the moment. And I think a lot of people are actually feeling like that, particularly in this part of the world where it's winter and it's grey and it's really hard. I'm a little bit like a solar powered person. I'm great when the sun's shining. I feel really motivated and really ready to push on with things and you know, work towards my goals. The minute the sun goes away and it gets a little bit chilly and a little bit cold, and I just sort of bumble around the house being all chilly and miserable, and it's really hard to shake off. So I think maybe you've been feeling that lack of motivation, that lack of mojo, for the want of a better word, and been really struggling to sort of push through it. But the good thing is that it won't be here forever. There's going to be something that's going to pop out of the cloud, you know, proffered to you by a little hand, that's going to maybe inspire you and maybe help you get off that sofa, or help you feel a little bit motivated and start cracking on with things again. Because we've got the Chariot as your clarifying card, and the Chariot is about forward momentum, about moving towards your destiny, moving towards the place that you need to be going. Because we've got this guy here and he's on his chariot, he's got a star on his crown, his canopy above him is littered with stars, and so that's the symbolism for being connected to his divine self. And so he's following his intuition, he's following his higher self where he knows he should be going, and he's being, you know, pulled forward by these two sphinxes. The thing with these two things, though, are that they're both sort of pointed in a slightly different direction, and he's got to use his will, he's got to keep his focus, to keep them pulling him in the right direction, to keep on his path. So it may well that you've been feeling a little bit lacking in mojo, but you're being pulled back onto your path, and your higher self is keeping you focused. Whether you're feeling it or not today, tomorrow might be the day. You know, things will sort of start moving forwards again when the timing's right, and you will, you know, you will keep your focus, you will stay on the right path, because that's what your intuition, what your divine self is saying that is required of you. So I think obviously being recent past, that's obviously what's happened. You've sort of snapped out of that that feeling of just being unmotivated and uninspired, and you're really starting to move forwards. So we've also got this Seven of Swords. And as I say, I think every single person I've done up to now has had the Seven of Swords in their recent past. And I'm looking at this, as I have for them, of creating a strategy, creating a plan of action for you to move forwards. So whether it has been a conscious one or an unconscious or subconscious one, because obviously, you know, you're leading from your intuition, you've been motivated by your intuition, you know the right way to go, even though maybe you don't realise it, and you're being pushed forward and the momentum's going because of that. You know, you may well have got an internal plan of action that is needed for you to move forwards to the next thing, or to move you on through the year. Because obviously we had that card of persistence, didn't we, up there at the top. You know, you may have been feeling a little bit unmotivated, but you're being persistent. You might have a down day, a down week, a down 2 weeks even, but you're still trying to push forwards. And that is because you've got a plan of action. You know which direction you're going, or you subconsciously know which direction you're going. We've got with that the Eight of Pentacles, and that is the card of working hard, about honing your skills, improving your skills, learning something new, improving your knowledge in some way. And so I think in this case it is about, you know, working hard, moving towards your strategy, your plan, your plan of action, really just putting in the time, effort into moving forward, creating a plan of action, and really just doing your best to move towards it. So let's have a little bit of a look what is going on with you in your current energy. Cancer, let's see what's going on. Don't forget, if you like the reading, it'd be really amazing if you could give me a like, subscribe. It'd be great if you want to join the community. I'm trying to build a little community here. It's going really nicely. It'd be lovely to have you on board. Really nice if you could like, comment. All those things help me to grow my channel, help me to get my readings out to other people. And yeah, that would be really lovely. So let's have a little look what's going on with you at the moment. Oh, we've got one just flew right out there. Right, we have got the 10 of, I want to say swords. It's not a sword. It is a sword. It's a sword. I nearly wanted to say wands then. My old wands sword mix up. We've got the 4 of Pentacles as well. And we have got the Judgment, again, another card that's been come out for both of the readings I've done already. Then we have got the Ace of Swords as a clarifier, the King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, so quite a swordy collection of cards for you in your current energy. So, Cancer, we have... Our first card is the 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords speaks of an ending of some description. But the ending is a blessing in disguise. See, he's got his hand in the symbol of a blessing. And it might not seem it at the time because, you know, when endings are thrust upon us by others, when we're not expecting them, it can cause us a lot of pain, it can cause us a lot of stress, it can cause us upset. But the thing is, with the 10 of Swords, hopefully it's not long-lived, the pain and upset. You know, you will come to a realisation that it is for the best, or you may already know that it is for the best. And again, this can be anything, and it will be something completely different for everybody else. It'll be on a sliding scale for everybody, from something that's not affecting you greatly but is just a thing, to something that is really affecting you. But, you know, the thing to remember, again, it's a blessing. And you see, you know, the night is disappearing. The sun is coming up again. It's the beginning of a new dawn. It's the beginning of a new start. And it is a new positive start. The light is shining, starting to flood into life, and to give you a new lease of life. Because, you know, with any ending comes a new beginning. And I think this is a new beginning that is integral to your journey throughout the year in 2025. It's going to be a sort of going to be a pivotal moment for you that's going to really dictate the rest of the year. Sorry, I've just looked to the side here, and the way I've put my pack, it's facing upwards. So that's the card at the bottom of the pack, the Tower card, just as I'm speaking about that ending. So yeah, there's definitely going to be something that's going to come from nowhere that's going to create an ending of sorts for you. But hopefully, as I say, it's going to be any upset that's caused by that is going to be sort of moved through quite quickly, because you're going to realise it's actually a blessing in disguise, and now you can start your year properly and as it is meant to continue onwards. We've got the Ace of Swords there as our clarifier, and the Ace of Swords is clarity. It's finding clarity. It's finding clarity, and that can be, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? So it can be for good or for bad. So maybe it is that you found out something that's created this ending, because you can see things as they are. You can maybe see the truth, which is, you know, is maybe helping you to realise that it is a blessing in disguise, the things that have happened. So in our central point, in our central position, in our current energy, we have this 4 of Pentacles. Now, the 4 of Pentacles, he's holding on to his pentacles really tightly there. You see, he's got one foot on each of the pentacle. He's got one covering his heart, one on his head, and he's holding on tightly to them. He doesn't want to let them go. And I think it's going to be really important for you to let things go, because it's never good to hold on to anything too tightly. So this could be some material stuff or some financial stuff that is a consequence of the ending that you've had, and maybe there's something that you're wanting to hold on quite tightly to and you don't want to let go. But I think it's really important for you, if you want to move on, in a really positive way for the rest of the year, you've got to release those things. Those things belong in the past. Those things belong with the ending, and you need to let them go and flow in that direction, because we need to open up the nice flow of energy so that life can go the way it needs to, that way forwards. And it's not going to happen if you're clinging on to things and holding on to them too tightly. So underneath, as I'll clarify, we've got the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is the king of moving forward and taking action. And so he's giving you a little bit of a nudge to say that, if you want to move towards your hopes, your dreams, your passions, the things that light you up, that make you happy, then you are going to have to release those things that used to belong in the past, that belonged in the life before this ending, and you need to let them go, because you're going on to better things, bigger, better things, new, exciting adventures that are going to lead you towards greater happiness, greater contentment, greater fulfillment, but you need to let those things go. So we're saying that, we're moving on to the next card, the last placement in our current energy, and that's the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is a card of rebirth. It's a card of new beginnings, of you being a whole new you, a different you to the one that was in the past energy. So this ending of some sort has given you a brand new beginning, an ascension of sorts, a completely change in the way that you were showing up in the world. We've got the Knight of Swords underneath that, and the Knight of Swords, he's not taking any messing. He's just charging forward. He sees things as they really are. He's the card, Knights are cards of movement, of action, of moving forwards. And he certainly is. He's flying forwards. And I think that's because he can see things clearly. The clouds are starting to clear. He's got a lot of clarity on the situation, and he's using that clarity to really to push himself forward and to really forge forwards with things. And so I think this rebirth, this change in you is you're going to be flying with it. It's going to be opening up a whole new way of being for you, and it's really going to help you to move towards your joys, your passions. And I'm just being drawn up there to that Nine of Wands, that persistence card. The Knight of Swords is certainly persistent. He's really just moving forwards despite anything that's going on with him. So hopefully that is where you are at the moment. You're really moving forwards, not giving up, being persistent, just moving towards the things that feel right. You're connecting with your intuition and following that and just moving on forwards. Right, we've got the Hierophant. We have got the Devil. Right, I'm going to do these. I'm going to pick 10 cards here. We've got the Knight of Wands, one for each month. So Hierophant, March. Devil, April. Knight of Wands, May. June, we have the Six of Swords. July, we've got the Tower. August, Strength. September, Six of Pentacles. October, Three of Cups. Page of Pentacles is November, and the Two of Cups for December. Okay, so March, the energy of March is going to be one of connections, I actually think, of community, of being in a space where you are feeling safe and protected and in you know, you're sort of living within a little bit of a routine. It might be even a little bit Groundhog Day-y, but I think it's a place where you're feeling safe. It could be that, you know, you've moved back in with your mother, or you have, you know, and that space is safe, protected. You're living within certain rules and regulations. It could be that you're getting some help and support at work, and you are, you know, you're being guided, and you're having to sort of work within a new set of rules and boundaries. Whatever it is, I feel like March is very much about you being in a protected space, a space that you are getting some support, you're getting a sense of community, you're not feeling alone. Okay. So in April, we have the Devil card, and the Devil card can generally be a card of sitting in a place of lower vibrational energies, emotions, behaviours. So, you know, I always look at it when it's in a future placement as a little bit of a heads up, to give you a little bit of a pre-warning. Because, you know, we all have those times when we do sort of revert back to, you know, if we're feeling a little bit down or if things have been a little bit difficult, we sort of go back to those old ways of being. But, you know, you don't have to do that anymore, because you've got a whole different, you're a whole different you. You've had that lovely rebirth, and the things that maybe worked for you in the past probably don't work for you now. They don't suit with you. They're not in alignment with who you are anymore. And I think hopefully you're going to realise that come April. I think it'd be quite easy to sort of try and drop back into those comfortable patterns of you know, sort of feelings of maybe fear, of worry, or of even self-sabotaging behaviour. But that's, you know, the things that you've done before. But you are a whole new you now, and you don't need to do that anymore. And hopefully, by having this little bit of a heads up, you'll recognise it and sort of stop yourself from falling too far. And if you do, you know, not staying there too long, because, you know, we're all entitled to a few down days, but as long as those down days don't turn into down weeks, then that's always a good thing. But don't forget, this is a personal, you know, it's for you, Cancer, not for you, for the collective. So it's stuff that's going on in your world rather than what's going on in the outside world. I'm not saying that the outside world's not going to affect you, because as we know, there's going to be some changes and things different happening this year, which will have a long-term more positive effect, hopefully. But at the time, again, it can feel quite difficult. So maybe, you know, you are feeling the energy of what's going on in the world in April, but just know that, you know, you have got different ways of dealing with stuff, and I think you need to draw on that, and to remember your 9 of Wands energy of persistence, of not giving up, and of just plodding on forwards a little bit at a time and chipping away at moving towards your joys and passions, and not staying in that energy for too long. So in May, we have the Knight of Wands, and I don't think you're going to stay in that devil energy for too long, because that Knight, he is moving forwards. He's moving towards his joys, his passions, the things that light his fire, the things that make him happy. He's really, you know, charging towards that. So hopefully come March, April, May, come May, you are in a much better space. Spring will hopefully have sprung, where, you know, depending on what area of the world you are, and things will just feel brighter, lighter, more doable, and you're able to really, you know, throw yourself behind moving forwards towards the things that you want out of life. And then we've got June. The Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is all about moving into calmer waters, moving into a better mental space. So things may well have been quite stressful. You may have been struggling mentally over the start, you know, the last few months, but things are going to really start having a bit of a shift, and you're going to start moving into a better headspace, a clearer headspace, and you're just going to leave that baggage behind and just move forwards with the things that you've got, the useful ways of thinking that you've got, and hopefully leaving all the baggage that you don't need mentally behind you. We get to July and there's going to be another shift, another tower moment, another ending of some sorts. And now that I actually think that's going to be an internal shift rather than a physical shift, something that's going to physically disappear from life. I think it's going to be an ending of the way of thinking, because obviously we're going into a better, more positive mental place with that six of swords. And I think it come July, you're going to really shift. You're going to have an epiphany moment. So you're going to start seeing things in a whole different way, and it's going to really open up the world for you, open up the rest of the year for you, because you know the cards that we've got coming up through to the end of the year are getting sort of more positive as we're going. So I think, you know, you may have a tricky, sort of interesting next 5 months, but things are they're going to get gradually better and better and better, to the point where by July you're having this shift internally, this mental shift, and you are then going to move into August in a stronger way, because we've got this lovely strength card here. I think in August you are going to start taming your inner lion. You're going to start taking charge of what's going on in your inner world. If we look at this lion as being our inner critic, our inner negative narrative that we all tell ourselves, the I can'ts and the putting stumbling blocks and blockages in front of inside our head of reasons why we can't do things. You're really going to start taking control of that and start shifting things in a more positive way and reframing things and putting a different perspective on things and realising that actually you can do these things. And I think you're using your amazing inner strength to really push yourself forward. Again, the resilience card, that 9 of Wands, you're chipping away, you're moving forwards, taking on any challenges that have come in towards you this year, Cancer, but you're winning, you're beating them. You are really just moving onwards the way that you should, because you're not letting anything drag you down for too long. You're facing any challenges that are popping up, and you're keeping your eye on the prize, you're keeping your focus, and you're just chipping away at it, because as we said before, you connected to your divine self, your intuition. You know where you need to be going, and you're not getting thrown off the path. So that is August. In September, it's going to be about finding balance. And so it could be a work-life balance that you're trying to bring back into balance. It could be that you find yourself giving too much to somebody, or they're taking too much. Something that is not quite in balance during the month of September. And you're going to be working on that during that month. You're going to be trying to readdress the balance, trying to find that place of equal give and take. And in doing so, it's going to free things up a little bit. Any blockages or any stagnation that's been happening in your life in that area is going to start moving forwards and freeing up, and the flow of energy is going to come back because you've brought that balance back. So in October, it's going to be a month of celebration. You and your nearest and dearest, the people that mean the most to you, your mates, your family, your work colleagues, there's going to be opportunities for celebration and reasons for celebration. And it's about, even if it's just celebrating joy, contentment, happiness, something good happening on that day or in that month, it's going to be a month where you are going to find yourself connecting with those people and really just finding pleasure, finding joy and happiness in those times with those people, because there's going to be, things are going to start maybe really feeling better, and the shift has really begun, and you're going to really notice the improvement and notice maybe that you're feeling a lot happier than you have been throughout the rest of the year. We have got the Page of Pentacles as our November card, and he brings news. Pages are generally bringers of news, and in this case it is obviously something related to a pentacle, so it could be better health. You know, you could get some really good positive results in some way. It could be work related, finance related, relationship related, home related, some news that's going to come in that's going to bring you abundance in some way, that's going to be a positive towards your material state, you know, between something, whatever's going on with you, and it's going to be some good positive news, something you can build on, something you can maybe that's going to bring you maybe greater abundance, and yeah, it's going to put you in a better place, I think, for the end of the year. Don't forget that Queen of Pentacles that we had up in our general energy. Once you start shifting and start being in that positive, higher vibrational state, and you start becoming a magnet towards the good things in life. Don't forget, October, you were in a high vibrational place where you're feeling happier, you're feeling connection with other people, you're celebrating with other people. And then in November, you get this news, this positive news that's pentacle related, because you've drawn it towards you, because you're feeling in a more higher energetic state, and the good things are starting to flow towards you. And as we get into December, we have got this Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups obviously can be a deep connection with somebody, so it may well be that you are finding deeper love with somebody. You're having a real moment of connection, and that could be of a new love that's come in during the year. As we discussed, we had the Ace of Cups, that potential for some new love. It may well be that you're drawing on, you sort of getting in a deeper relationship with somebody. You know, you might decide to move in with a significant other, or things might go on to the next phase. It could be a choice of some description about finding happiness. But December is definitely there's a deep connection there, and maybe a choice to be made about you and your happiness, and where your happiness lies, and how you can bring more of it towards you. But I think December's going to be a really interesting month, and I think it's going to be a great end to the year, because I think it's going to flow quite nicely into maybe another new beginning into the new year, flowing into January. Don't forget, we had this Eight of Cups here about leaving behind and bringing yourself into alignment, walking away from potential other things that didn't maybe doesn't fit with you, is not in alignment with you anymore, and moving towards that lovely sunshine there. Again, a new horizon, a new beginning. So I think, Cancer, you are in for an interesting year that's going to bring you great rewards nearer the end of the year. I think the last 5-6 months are going to be more straightforward, less eventful, shall we say, than maybe the first half of the year. But I think you're going to end it on a really nice note. So again, I'd love to know if this resonates with you. I'd love to know what you think of the reading. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below and a thumbs up if you've liked it. So in the meantime, have a really great day, have a really great week, have a really great year, and I will catch up with you again very, very soon.